of the most iconic voices in golf are back to save the day and ready to entertain in their newly weekly video podcast. Kostis and McCord, off their rockers.
This is it. Here's where you find the best in golf with Kostis and McCord, off their rockers. I'm Mike Abram. I'm your co-host and producer, and today Peter and Gary are going to talk about LIV Golf signing Jon Rahm. Changes the whole landscape of the game. What is it going to do to the PGA Tour? Stand by, we're going to hear the guys talk about that today. And of course, Peter's got another great tip to help your game. And we've got a story from Peter and Gary, a little bit about David Feherty, and you need to stay tuned. This has not been told before. We want to thank you for watching. We want to thank you for subscribing, sharing with your friends, and make sure to hit the notification bell below so you don't miss an episode. And big thanks to our great sponsors, Swing U and the Swing U app, the best app in golf, Foresight Sports, and their amazing launch monitors, #1 on the PGA Tour. And of course, their simulators, fantastic. There's one in Peter's house that he uses all the time. LIV Golf and the incredible LIV putters, tour-winning LIV putters. They're changing the game. LIV Golf, it really is an amazing putter. And of course, our favorite Bono's barbecue, that incredible barbecue, the sauces, the franchise opportunities, Bono's. Now let's get with Peter and Gary, and let's hear what they have to say about Jon Rahm joining LIV.
All right, we're back, Gary. Now, Jon Rahm, our buddy, remember at Whisper Rock?
Yep.
Going to LIV. It's a fait accompli. Everybody we've talked to says it's a done deal. LIV is not going away, are they?
No, and again, if you just get back to the basics of this whole thing, it's who's ever got the biggest pot of gold is going to win eventually. And we're up against that. We, the PGA Tour, is up against that. We're against the PIF fund. And now to take in these negotiations there's supposed to be a merger of some kind with the Tour and LIV by December 31st. And you take the second ranked player in the world and you bring him to your side, and now how's their negotiation position doing? It got a lot stronger at this point.
Well, you know, I was always told that you want to go into a negotiation from a position of strength.
Yeah.
I don't think Jay Monahan is going in with a position of strength. He's been searching out other equity partners. It looks like Fenway Sports Group may be the leader in the clubhouse right now. Don't know how that's going to turn out, but I don't see them getting this thing done by December 31st, and especially with Jon going now, I think LIV is going to morph into something different than what it started out as. Don't know anything and don't have any inside information on that, but I do think that we have to just come to the collective agreement. They're not going away. Golden rule, he's got the gold, he makes the rules.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen.
Yep.
And this goes back to the original reaction by Jay Monahan and the PGA Tour to make this combative, make it a moral issue with 9/11, and not even take their call, and not even try to figure out a way to perhaps coexist and bring a lot of money into the game of golf. So I see this now as a battle royale. The Tour is going to lose its desired monopoly on the world of professional golf going forward. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, it gets down to the point that as we look at both sides, the one thing that is holding LIV back is their format and not being accepted into the world golf ranking point system. Whereas if I'm trying to build a legacy like Jon Rahm, what's Jon now, 29? He's looking at legacy. He's got all the money he needs, he's looking at legacy. So does that mean now that, Rahm was talking about, and the rhetoric was, he was talking about restructuring, he was trying to get something done. I'm under the suspicion now, that this is totally my suspicion, that...
Suspicion is spelled conspiracy theory.
It could be, but this seems simple to me. So if I'm Jon, I go to Greg and I go to Yasser. who's running the PIF, and I go, okay, guys, here's the deal. I'm going to come over there, but I want to stay relevant on the world scene. That means world golf ranking points. Okay, your tour needs world golf ranking points. Why don't we just take it instead of 48 guys? Why don't we take it to 75? We can stay with the 54 holes, and we'll make a cut of, say, 10 guys. Okay, so on the weekend, you got 65 guys making the cut. You have a cut. You have 54 holes, which is official world golf ranking points. And now you dare the world order, those 7 people that vote for their different, the PGA Tour, the RNA, DP Tour, Asian Tour, South American Tour, and Augusta. All has a vote, okay? I think I got them all right. All have a vote. How are they going to deny now, with these guys stacking up the greatest players in the world on the other side and not allowing them to have world ranking points? Because if they do get it, what's to stop everybody from going over there?
No, there's nothing.
What's to stop it?
That's their red line right now. That's what they're holding
So
on to.
is Rahm? Does he have? Did he talk him into doing something like that?
Like I said, I think LIV is going to morph into something different than what it is right now. You know, and I think that unfortunately, the hatred and the vitriol that has been created by the tour's reaction, making it all about moral issues and where the money's coming from and so on and so forth. I think that's eventually going to run its course. LIV, I think, will become a little bit more in tune with what we're talking about. I think there's still going to be a huge team component. I don't know how that's going to work out.
Well, there's no question. That's, again, a revenue stream.
Yeah.
That's how you build brands. That's how you get capital involved. So I think that'll go. I hear, and going on that, we have PGA Tour a lot of vitriol going into this, and I have seen the other side. Yasser, they have been very complimentary and everything. They want to be a part of the system. They don't want to run. They don't want to take it and run and go somewhere else. They've been very agreeable with everything, and that's where I think there's going to be a shift going towards LIV. Again, and the crux is the world golf ranking points, the OWGR.
It gets back to my point when we talked about the golf ball. I've got less confidence in the leaders of golf right now than I've ever had. I said it before, right?
Yeah.
And so when you make this confrontational, don't take their phone call, whatever, you set up a headbutting contest.
Yep.
Not required. Now what's going to happen? It's a knee-jerk reaction. It's just like when the golf ball came along in 2000, 2001, and people started seeing it was going to go a lot farther. The knee-jerk reaction with architects was, let's build bigger golf courses. Mm-hmm. What did that do? That made guys figure out how to swing faster so they could play the longer golf courses, right? Mm-hmm. So the knee-jerk reaction of the tour was to spend a lot of money to try and protect their name players, and they came up with the elevated events. They came up with PIF.
PIF.
So that is $100 million to 10 guys, and they have managed to piss off virtually everybody else outside of those 10 guys on the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
So now Monahan has got all these golf balls he's trying to juggle, trying to handle all this, and let's throw in the prospect that the masses, the journeymen, the regular golfers on tour, not the superstars, go, excuse me, we want to unionize. We want to form a union to protect ourselves because we don't have any say-so in this whole thing.
No representation.
None. That's coming down the road. So they better get their asses together and get in a room and solve this out and figure out how to get collaborative in the golf scheme. We've already proven, if you watch LIV a little bit, when they went to Adelaide, when they went to, the world is starved for high-level professional golf. Mm-hmm. It is. And so I think LIV becomes some entity over here that they go and they play the Australian Open. They go play the Japanese Open. They go play national opens around the world. They take the game to the world, right? And you have a team from Spain. You have a team from Japan. You have a team from China. You have a team or several teams from the USA, whatever. And they can have a compelling and competitive product, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you, I mean, I agree 100%. Yeah, I can foresee you go into these different countries that don't have golf, you establish team aspect, and it's geographical. You establish a team from China, from US, from wherever, and Australia, and you put these teams and you're playing against other teams. So and then you promote the hell out of that team in that country. And at the tournaments, you can see there's, giant tents with your team there. You go in and you're selling merchandise, you're selling all sorts of things.
Yeah.
And I can see that because it's just creating revenue streams. And that's a giant revenue stream with equity. And so I think that's going to flourish in the future. We've already seen it in Tiger and Rory doing the TGL thing, which is a team aspect, and it's done with simulators in a stadium, which is okay. I want to see it first, but fine.
You're going to have to wait a while.
Well, the roofs are blown off. But anyway, it's again, what are they doing? They are grabbing the team concept and doing it over here in a different aspect. So again, there's viability there. I believe in the team aspect. And the idea of LIV going to all these different countries that don't necessarily have golf in areas of it and creating that team aspect with the countrymen representing that country as your team, I think it's
then you sell
it's a Ryder Cup, and that's worked more than anything.
Then the teams with all these stupid names go away.
Yeah.
And now you become the Sony team from Japan. You become the
So you're marketing the teams that way, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's great revenue. Yeah.
You're gonna have the FedEx team from America.
Yep.
Right. You're gonna have the AT&T team from America. You're gonna have corporations getting involved with this once it becomes settled and a little bit more refined. But anyway, that's it. We've solved all the problems with LIV. I can't understand why they can't get together and solve this problem.
No, there's none left. Yeah.
So we did it in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Good luck to everybody else out there.
Stay tuned, because coming up, Peter is going to give us a great tip, not to help our swing plane, but to help our swing path that's going to make you a better ball striker. And we've got an amazing story from Peter and Gary about their good buddy, David Feherty, one that's you've probably never heard before. We'll be right back with more Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers.
Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers is presented by Swing U. Check out the incredible Swing U app. It gives you great GPS course data from tee to green, and including green reading. And even simple strokes gain features can help you improve your game. So go out and check on the App Store or at swingu.com. It's a great app. It'll shave strokes off your game.
Bono's Pit Barbecue, an authentic Southern pit barbecue experience you won't forget. At Bono's, you'll find a genuine down-home pit barbecue experience, the whole experience. Our entire menu is smoked and prepared in-house, from our mouth-watering smoked meats to our delicious sides made from scratch. Our smoker is always smoking, and everything to order, no shortcuts. With 20 locations across the country, from the Sunshine State of Florida to the Rocky Mountains, Bono's culture is unmistakable at each of our restaurants. We offer incredible opportunities for franchisees. To find out more, visit our website, bonosbarbecue.com/franchise. And remember, if you don't have a pit, it ain't legit.
Imagine a putter that will actually transform your game. Introducing LIV Golf putters. The revealer shows how the LIV keeps the putter face square through impact, unlike any other putter. LIV is the hottest putter in professional golf, with multiple global victories in 2023, including the PGA Tour. LIV breaks the mold with better science, so you can stop struggling with your putting. Elevate your game, simplify your putting, and untorque yourself. Visit livegolf.com to discover how LIV putters are remaking the game. Visit our website, KostisMcCord.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or podcast, and follow us on social media at Kostis McCord Off Their Rockers. Now it's time for Coach Kostis. Peter gives us some great tips to help our games.
There's a lot mentioned these days about swing plane. I'm not so certain there really is a swing plane in golf. It's a swing shape. You know, a plane is a flat thing, and there's nothing flat about the golf swing, nothing linear about the golf swing, nothing straight about the golf swing, except maybe when you hit the golf ball. So I prefer to think in terms of the shape of my swing. And the guidelines for me, now I've got this set up with this swing plate that allows me to put these longer sticks in and adjust them. It's easier when I'm teaching that way. You can use a couple of aiming sticks and just do the same thing on your own, just so you know. But what I want you to understand is that your golf swing should take place in this piece of pie. And I don't care whether you go back a little bit on the inside on this lower piece and then come down over here. It's okay. I don't care if you go back out here and go up here more and then come down in there. I don't care. I don't care if you go in the middle, up and down the same path. As long as your swing takes place in this piece of pie, you're good to go, in my opinion. What I don't want is, I don't want it coming way in here underneath that lower stick, and I don't want it coming over here on the outside of the upper stick. And I don't want it going up here and coming down in there. Now you may say Matthew Wolff does that. No, he doesn't. He does go out here, but he comes down inside that piece of pie, which is critical if you want to have a consistent golf swing. So rather than think about swing plane, think about getting your swing shape inside this piece of pie. So when you go back, you're going to go inside there, come down, you're going to go inside there, rotate through. So there is your swing shape. You want to make sure that you just stay inside this piece of pie and you'll be good to go.
Stick around. More Kostis and McCord off their rockers in just a minute.
Strokes gain stats are finally easy with the most 5-star rated golf app in the country. Swing U accurately and objectively provides feedback across driving, approach shots, chipping and pitching, bunker play, and putting. Easily identify your strengths and weaknesses and laser focus your practice time so you can quickly shave strokes off your score. Download Swing U and start owning your game today.
Bono's Pit Barbecue, an authentic Southern pit barbecue experience you won't forget. At Bono's, you'll find a genuine down-home pit barbecue experience, the whole experience. Our entire menu is smoked and prepared in-house, from our mouth-watering smoked meats to our delicious sides made from scratch. Our smoker is always smoking, and everything to order, no shortcuts. With 20 locations across the country, from the Sunshine State of Florida to the Rocky Mountains, Bono's culture is unmistakable at each of our restaurants. We offer incredible opportunities for franchisees. To find out more, visit our website, bonosbarbecue.com/franchise. And remember, if you don't have a pit, it ain't legit.
Imagine a putter that will actually transform your game. Introducing LIV Golf putters. The revealer shows how the LIV keeps the putter face square through impact unlike any other putter. LIV is the hottest putter in professional golf with multiple global victories in 2023, including the PGA Tour. LIV breaks the mold with better science so you can stop struggling with your putting. Elevate your game, simplify your putting, and untorque yourself. Visit livegolf.com to discover how LIV putters are remaking the game. Visit our website, kostismccord.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or podcast, and follow us on social media at Kostis McCord Off Their Rockers. And now, on Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers, our favorite time is Storytime with Peter and Gary.
You know, I think our favorite place to go was after Augusta when I was there.
Which wasn't that long.
Augusta, it wasn't that long. I lasted 8 years, which is pretty good. But we would get in the car that Monday morning, and we would drive off to Hilton Head, where we had a house, you, me, Feherty, a couple of the idiots in there. We had
16 mizzen masts.
16 mizzen masts.
Yep.
It was Feherty, you, and me usually.
Yep.
Which was just obscene of how that turned into turmoil every time. You'd think we lived literally, I do the 16th hole. We lived 20 feet from 16.
Yeah.
I would just walk out, take 3 steps, go on my tower and go. Do you remember the one time that now Feherty at this time, and he's possessed, as you know. So if he's going to do something, he does it beyond the bounds.
It's called obsessive compulsive.
Yeah. And he is, without a doubt, the worst you've ever seen. So at this time of his life, he was riding a bicycle.
Yep.
Okay? And he would travel with his bicycle. And the thing about it, which was funny, is that he would go out at 3 a.m. in his bike.
He couldn't sleep.
Couldn't sleep at
So
all.
when he
never
woke
did.
up at 2:30, whatever, he'd get all of his gear on, go out, get his bike, leave, and ride. And I mean riding 40
Riding.
miles, 45, 50 miles, whatever, and come back at 6, 7
And I
o'clock in the
remember
morning.
this particular time. I'm in the back bedroom by myself. We got twin beds there. We had 3 or 4 bedrooms in there. And about 3 o'clock, the door kicks open, busted it off one hinge. And I look up and it sounds like a bomb went off. I look up and I see a figure backlit by the lights in the back bedroom back there. And I'm looking, I can't figure out. It's got tight things on. It's the big head. It looked like an alien with a big head.
This is his helmet.
And there's a shotgun that far from my nose. And it's like this. And I don't know if I'm in the worst dream of all time and I finally came to my senses, it's frickin' Feherty, who decided at 3 o'clock he's going to get up and go on a bike ride. Okay?
Yeah.
But he decided, because he's always traveling with his shotguns and stuff, that he was going to surprise me, which it did. I pissed my pants. So now, but if you remember this one, now, again, he goes somewhere in the dead of night that he didn't know where he's going on a bicycle, a 10-speed. Yeah. And he is hauling ass. And he comes back at about 6 a.m. and my door is set like this, and he kind of halfway opens and he goes, "Have you ever had poison oak?" And I go, "What?" He says, "I don't know what happened." He says, "I'm right on the thing, and a squirrel came out, and I dodged it, and I went in the ditch. I got down this ditch, I'm in the bushes and stuff, get the bike out, and I go up," and he said, I'm itching, I don't know what this is. And he goes and he pulls his shirt and he just red rash everywhere. Remember that?
He landed in a whole bed of poison oak. And it was head to toe. He was covered
Tell
in
him
it.
what we did.
So then
we got to show that day. This is Saturday.
Yeah. And so we go to the drugstore and we get some salve,
whatever. Poison oak or whatever.
And
Benadryl, I think it was.
Yeah, and he's rubbing it everywhere. Right? And then we had gauze, and we wrapped him up in it. He could not stop scratching himself. He was, and so
blistering. Oh,
it was.
On the golf course, I'll never forget. I'm sitting there, and on 16, and as you know, there's a couple trees out there. It's a dog leg left, hard dog leg left, waist area on the left. And I go, "David, I know you're down there." And there's a tree there. And he steps up behind it. The first time I really see, he stepped out and he looked like the mummy. And he's like this, his arms are like this. And he has to walk like this. He can't put his arms down. And he's got the microphone. And I tried to talk to him, I couldn't do it. Yeah. I got laughing so hard, I couldn't do it. And then the producer, obviously Lance Barrow, got really mad at me for doing that. But his neck, everything was wrapped up. Poor David Feherty. That lasted for what, 2 weeks?
We wrapped him. We wrapped his arms so tight he couldn't bend his elbows.
Oh, he couldn't do it. And we had to, and you and I would not put the salve some of the places he wanted it.
No,
we're an option. Oh, God, no, I'm not going to do that.
That's the old rattlesnake joke.
No,
what the doctor says,
you're going to die. You're going to die. Okay, that's it. That's another Feherty story. We'll run into that one.
Hope you enjoyed today's show. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to our great sponsors, Swing You and the Swing You app, Foresight Sports and their launch monitors and incredible simulators. Thanks to Bono's Barbecue, amazing barbecue and barbecue sauces, and of course LIV Golf and their tour-winning lab putters. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and click that notification bell so you don't miss an upcoming episode. We've got a lot more and bringing you a lot in 2024, including some great guests. So for Peter, for Gary, I'm Mike Abram. We'll look forward to seeing you soon again on another Kostis and McCord Off Their Rockers.